Hello again, everyone. Thank you for watching Chittarupa Yoga and Fitness with Laura. Today, we're going to look at our plank pose from a different angle. We're going to modify our planks today for those of you who do not like to get on the floor, or maybe you're used to doing them on the floor, but they're getting a little old. Sometimes we hit a plateau in our workouts where we can't hold it as long as we used to, or we can't hold it up as nice as we used to. So one thing that you can do to get through a plateau is to try something in a different way. So that's what we're going to do today. For those of you who don't like to get on the floor, or maybe due to an injury or something, you can't get on the floor right now, we're going to look at how we can still strengthen our core and upper body by using a chair. So make sure that you have something that's sturdy, that's not going to fall over. You can use a bench as well, or the counter space. We're not going to do these at the wall today because it's just not quite the same. We're going to look at modifying our planks with our chair today. So let me know in the comments below what you think, if this helped you get through a plateau today, or if it just made you feel things in a different way than you may be used to. Make sure to check the links below as well. So let's just begin standing tall, just assessing our posture. For our plank, our body should be lined up just the way it is now, with our heels, knees, hips, shoulders, and ears. So when we get into this, we don't want any kind of downward dog planks, and we don't want any swayed planks, sway back. So let's see if we can hug our navel in toward our spine. Think about scooping it up. We also want to think about scooping our tailbone and back up as well. So kind of scoop both up. See how you lift a little bit there? And then a lot of people for planks, they tell you to squeeze your shoulder blades together and towards your hips, but it's actually a lot stronger and better for your body, especially your shoulders, if you separate the shoulder blades. So let's kind of focus on that as part of our warm up here. So think about squeezing it back and down, opening up, back and down, open up, back and down, open. Now let's keep that movement going. And when we come here again, no rounding our back, we keep it straight, just our shoulders. So start to get a feel for that. And here we go, push. Nice and strong through our upper back. Let's move on to our core, soft belly or soft knees, pelvic tilts. So right now we are kind of swaying it back, pulling it in. This is just to get us in touch with those core muscles. Now let's go ahead and think about that nice tallness, feet pressing into the floor for now, and let's alternate side to side. That way we kind of get a full core workout today, not just planks. And then we'll take it to a little chair with a twist. This way we get our core warmed up, ready to do its thing. Let's come back to the center. Now we're going to look at our plank pose. So let's bring our arms forward. We want them shoulder distance, which for me is right about towards the end of the chair. So we still want our hands in the center of our chair this way, but kind of towards the ends this way. Now let's think again. Let's squeeze the shoulder blades together, push them back. Notice how that feels, ick. So we're going to push them open and locked into place. Think about locking the belly. Let's release, lock, release, lock, release. And if you just want to stay here today, that might be a bit much for me. One more. Then we're going to look at coming into our plank. So here again, we want our body nice and long. We can start with one leg. And we can actually leave the other foot where it is. Work on lengthening out. Hopefully my ankle, knee, hips, and shoulders are all lined up. If you're feeling it today, take both back. And again, we don't want to be up in a downward dog, and we don't want to be swayed down. We want to be nice and long. So you still feel that shaking going on, like in a regular plank. And if you've never done a plank before, you're feeling it anyway. But this is just, like I said, a way to kind of bust through the same old, same old. Let's go ahead and release from here. Maybe take a downward dog. Now let's come forward. And we'll look at a variation, depending on your comfort level here. We're going to come down and bring our forearms. So make sure your elbow is forward enough that it's on the chair. And we can just let our hands rest here. Same thing, let's separate our shoulder blades, lift our belly, and if you want to, just stay here with that belly movement. As you can tell, it takes a lot of work to do this too. But if you're feeling it, lift it up, maybe just one leg back. Notice how that feels. It's easy to come back off. We want to keep our shoulders lined up, everything else lined up. Both legs back if you're feeling it. And I don't know about you, but I feel the forearm planks a bit more because I'm used to the others more. It's hard to talk, so I'm going to quit. So our goal is to hold 30 seconds if we can, and I don't have a clock, so I don't know how long we're doing this. Come out whenever you're ready, and again, we can do a little dolphin pose here. But if you can, when you get to these, just hit pause and set a timer for a minute. If you can go for a minute. Let's come forward again. Ooh, shake that out. We don't ever want to go over a minute. I know you hear some people doing 2-minute planks, 5-minute planks, but actually after a minute, your body starts to compensate and you're actually going to injure yourself if you go past a minute. 30 seconds is a nice goal, perfect goal. Because planks actually really, while they do work our core, they're actually setting us up to be able to do some of our other exercises like push-ups and tricep dips and things like that even better. So a plank in and of itself isn't the end, it's just the beginning. So let's look at a side plank that we can do in the chair. I'm going to start over on the other side. Still nursing a little injury in this foot, so we'll see what happens when I get to the other side. So let's begin with both hands in the chair like we did before. But we're going to take one here, hand smack in the middle. And then let's go ahead and turn ourselves sideways. And you can actually stay right here with one foot under. This is probably what I'm going to do on the other side. And lift up. And you can actually feel a lot of weight bearing on this arm right here. Shoulder over the wrist. If you choose, you can begin to walk this out. Just make sure you don't pull the shoulder off. Keep it there. You can keep your feet staggered like this, which again is what I'm going to have to do today for this foot. But you can actually stack both your feet if you're feeling this. And I don't know about you, but I kind of feel this about the same. Whoo! Squeeze these obliques and lift. I feel it's about the same as when I'm on the floor. This might actually be a little more, just because the angle is different. But let's go ahead again. Hold that for 30 seconds if you can. Pause. Ooh. Now let's just stretch that open. Let's look at the other side, see what happens. So we'll start with that hand smack in the middle, turning ourselves. And again, this is probably where I'm going to have to stay today. But if you're feeling it, let's see, I might modify it this way. Lifting that leg up. Ooh, that's a bit more. So here's another way you can do it. Ooh, let me make sure I'm not out of alignment here. I'm going to go back to this. This way we can all do what works for us, right? And again, hold this for at least 30 seconds. Go for a minute if you want to. I'm going to take a little break here and stretch that out. So one thing about it, planks do work our abdominals. Our lower back, our obliques with what we just did. We're also going to look at one more variation on our modified planks today, and that is a twisted plank. That's going to start like our regular plank. And this time when we step back, we can actually turn so that we're on one foot. And again, don't sink too much, don't lift too much. This way we're really rounding out the core workout that we're doing today with our planks. Breathing a little heavy. Make sure you do breathe, it's hard. Make sure you do though. And we're going to see about just flipping over to the other side. Maybe adjusting as we need to for our own body. Woo! One thing about it, arm balances do get your heart rate up. So I don't know about you, but I'm kind of feeling this. Let's unwind and take our downward dog. And this is a nice stretch for our back. Let's lift up and get a nice stretch from our front. And there are some deeper stretches mentioned below. Links below. And release from that. So let me know what you think. What was it like using a chair for this plank pose today? All right, check those links, and I will see you next time.